Today, Minnesota native Pete Hegseth could get confirmed by the U.S. Senate as the new Secretary of Defense. However, some recently resurfaced information means that some Republicans are withdrawing their support from his nomination.
Hegseth revealed he paid $50,000 to the woman who accused him of sexual assault. Also, a sworn affidavit from his former sister-in-law alleges he was drunk in his military uniform, getting lap dances at a downtown Minneapolis establishment back in 2009. The new revelations cost him the support of two key Republicans, Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska and Senator Susan Collins of Maine. But Hegseth may still have enough votes. His nomination cleared a hurdle yesterday. That final vote is expected tonight or tomorrow morning. After George Floyd's murder, it took nearly half a decade to get a police reform deal done. And now there are new concerns about that consent decree.
Now, that agreement was made with the U.S. Department of Justice, but a new DOJ memo reads that the new administration may wish to reconsider settlements and consent decrees, I should say. So what do community leaders here in Minneapolis think about that?
We can do it without the DOJ.
So city leaders say that they are confident that meaningful reform is possible even without federal oversight.
Under a court-supervised deal, an agreement was reached limiting when officers can use force and working to eliminate racial bias. Mayor Jacob Fry says the city will move forward with that agreement, saying we have the tools to fulfill their promise to the people of Minneapolis. Community groups like the Unity and Community Mediation Team say the work has been ongoing for decades, even without oversight.
We don't need Trump to tell us what to do. We don't need the federal government to tell us what to do. We have done it. Minneapolis is in good hands as long as we don't play politics with this.
Now, it's important to remember the Justice Department under the first Trump administration stopped the use of consent decrees, so we'll have to wait and see how things play out. Immigrants in Minnesota are also on edge as Donald Trump, the administration, begins to make good on his campaign promises.
So in response, the Consulate of Mexico in St. Paul is hosting informational meetings about how people can be best prepared. A session this month at a church in Elk River addressed topics like what to say if you're stopped by law enforcement. The head consul says that he wants people to know that the consulate is there to help.
Most Mexicans live in the Twin Cities area, but they also live around the state. So we have to be in close contact with the communities where they live.
Elk River meeting was at a church that is part of the Diocese of St. Cloud. Now, in a statement, they said that the U.S. bishops agree that migration is part of the fabric of our nation, and therefore the local church, as it has always done, strives to provide ongoing educational opportunities for those living in our communities on their rights and the law.
President Trump signed an executive order on Thursday declassifying the remaining files related to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The order states that the King and Kennedy families and the American people deserve transparency and truth, and that it's in the national interest to release all records without delay. Many of the files related to the JFK assassination have already been disclosed.
Now, in front of the world's economic leaders, President Trump doubled down on Canada becoming part of the United States.
I say you can always become a state. And if you're a state, we won't have a deficit. We won't have to tariff you, et cetera, et cetera. But Canada has been very tough to deal with over the years. The
president made these comments at the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Switzerland. Now, his administration is considering placing 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico if they don't make moves to stop unauthorized migrants. He's also talked about a 10% tariff on China. They are set to take effect next Saturday, and that would likely make prices go up on things that you buy from those countries.
Here at home, a sight you don't see very often. Yes, that's a canoe in the state capitol. The group Friends of the Boundary Waters Wilderness held a rally against mining near the BWCA. The group says a Trump executive order could clear the way for mines despite a 20-year ban put in place by the previous Biden administration. Twin Metals, a company that proposed a mine there, says the ban is devastating to our region and the action runs contrary to our nation's goals of transitioning to a clean energy future, creating American jobs, strengthening our national security, and bolstering domestic mineral supply chains.
Today, students at the University of Minnesota say they are holding a walkout to protest the Trump administration. U of M students for the Democratic Society are holding a march. This is all part of a national effort to show student opposition to President Trump's agenda and inauguration. They say his presidency is a threat to immigrants, education, as well as people of color, and they fear he will, quote, embolden those with the most extreme and dangerous ideas and censor knowledge across the country. The group released a statement saying, in the face of an authoritarian government, it is more important than ever for students to take up the call to defend our institutions, universities, and communities.
Got a heads up for our friends in St. Paul, because in February, the city is going to start testing a weekly alternate side parking schedule during the winter instead of the daily one. So here's what we know. The city says this will keep more streets open and allows plows to get through all winter instead of just during the snow emergencies. The new rules will only impact designated blocks in the Payne, Phelan, and Highland Park neighborhoods. During even weeks with even-numbered Sundays, cars will have to park on the side of the street with even-number addresses and vice versa. These parking rules, they're going to start Sunday, February 2nd. They will continue Saturday through Saturday, April 12th.